cards will whisper stories told. Let your journey now begin. In the magic, let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Moon of infinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, through cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hey everyone, welcome in. Dan, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. I really appreciate it. Hello everyone. Hi sweeter, welcome in. All right, let's get started on the free list. Also wanted to kind of let you guys know, I know the last couple of nights I've been in a hurry to have a quick live stream. Tonight that pressure is not on. I'm pretty open for the next hour or two for donations. So those will just, I guess, come in little by little. Right now we don't have any pre-orders at this time. The free list will be 15 minutes per usual. That's not going to change either way, but donations are open, and as of right now, there's no wait after the free list. All right, this is for mature. Mature, I'm getting a no. 4 of Swords. Amy. No, 10 of Swords. Nat. Nat, I have the 7 of Wands. This tells me that there is an obstacle in his love life. Like he's not fully open in single. Meaning that he probably is involved with someone. To what capacity, I don't know. With this card, it doesn't necessarily feel like a relationship, but it does indicate that there's a challenge associated with his availability. So that leads me to believe he's not really single, that he's like entangled with someone else right now. Shantae. I'm getting a no, 8 of Swords. Margaret. Margaret, I am getting a yes. Ace of Cups. Joanna. Joanna, yes. King of Cups and 8 of Swords. Sweeter. I have the Wheel of Fortune and the 3 of Wands. So just at face value, these are yes cards for me. The Wheel of Fortune does talk about like how would I word this pertaining to your situation? Anything can happen. The Wheel of Fortune's like chance. It's like roulette. It's like spinning a wheel and seeing what you land on. So like essentially they're saying anything can happen. Yeah, so I'm getting a yes. So let's see how this goes. Dan. Three of Cups, Dan. That is a yes for me. It's a yes card. Anna. The Magician and the 3 of Wands is a yes. If he applies himself, that he can make this happen. Teet, your question is a little bit too on the financial side. I typically don't offer advice or answer readings for investments, legal, financial matters, things that have to do with contracts, etc., etc. So, if you have a different question you want to ask, you can rephrase. You're welcome, Nat. Margaret, you're welcome. Joanna, you're welcome. Sweeter, Dan, Anna, you're welcome. Teet, I have your new question. Give me just a second. Shantae, you're welcome. All right, I think I've got to go ahead and close the list, guys. I'm going to answer the last few people that have posted. But by the time I get through all of these questions, it's going to be time. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. So I'm going to answer for Gabriella, Teet, SB, the Gemini, Ray, Preachy, E Pearl, and Basit. So that is all that I'm going to answer for free. And then we are going to move on to donations, which we'll start with SB for that. All right, Gabriella. Yes, 2 of Cups. Teats. I am getting a yes for Teat, the Star. SB. The cards I'm getting are yes, SB. I have the 4 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Intuitively, though, I kind of feel like a compromise will need to be made, meaning like it might not. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. That was not supposed to be on there. Save. Boom. What was I trying to say? I feel like it's not going to be exactly what you're proposing for some reason. Like, I feel like there's a compromise, but it still works out. Like, I don't know what schedule you're like proposing, but like, let's just say you're wanting to go down to like 4 days a week, but you want like 10-hour days or something like that. And maybe you want like half of those to be working from home. Maybe you have to compromise on like the hybrid situation. That's just an example, but I don't know. I feel like intuitively there's something that has to be reworked in this plan in order for it to work for both people. But I do think overall they want to honor your request. The Gemini. Such traveling towards this Gemini tonight. This god's traveling towards the Gemini tonight. I have the Hanged Man. That is a no for me. All right, this is for Ray. I have a yes, 3 of Wands. Preachy. I'm getting a no for this one, 3 of Swords. B Pearl. I have the 2 of Pentacles, E Pearl, so that there is an aspect of him missing you, yes. But the 2 of Pentacles came out with the 9 of Swords, meaning that there might be some like negative feelings associated with thinking about you. Maybe he tries to stay distracted, not really dwell on how much he misses you too much. Like maybe he just doesn't like to think about it. So like subconsciously deep down, I think there is some missing you there, but he really tries to like not think about it. All right, and the seat. I have a no for Beseet the Hermit. If you are thanking me in the chat, you are very welcome. That's why I closed the list when I did, because now we're almost to 20 minutes in, and I just finished the free list. All right, so let me go ahead and update donations so everyone can see where they are. Techie, hello, how are you? SB, did you donate for a BOGO? Is that what I'm seeing there? If I send a PayPal donation, can you read it on PayPal not allowed? Absolutely. No problem. If you guys don't want your question read out loud, I don't have to. I can try to be answer your question and be as specific as I can without giving away any details on who or what or all of that. But you have to take into consideration that if you want me to question out loud, that you'll like fill in the blanks and try to understand what I'm saying, because I'm not going to want to give anything away. What? Techie, I told you. Wow, I was really feeling October. That's crazy. Thank you for that confirmation. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That works for me. SB, are you still in here? Preachy, you're welcome. How does your first person channeling work? Could you walk us through it? Sort of. Okay, so my first person channeling, I used to like pull cards and then I would speak in first person. But I noticed that sometimes, like, I wanted to write the message down. So for the longest time, I was writing like pen and paper, writing things down. And it's almost because the messages were coming in so fast and I was like wanting to organize my thoughts. And it kind of turned into something called automatic writing. So if you look that up, if you don't know what it is, but it's essentially just allowing feelings, emotions, thoughts, whatever flow through you, and just being very open as a channel to see what can come through. A lot of the times, I don't even need the cards anymore. I just open myself up to receiving and the information comes through. There's been a lot of specific details and things like that have come through. And essentially, as my practice has evolved, my husband got me an iPad last year, and instead of pen to paper, I write the messages on my app, like on my iPad, and then generally I will send you a copy. It's like a page long. It's essentially whatever comes through. People don't usually ask a question with it. They just tell me who they want a reading from. So just like a name or an initial. I don't need to know any backstory unless you want to provide it. Sometimes it's cool to see what comes through if I don't know anything. But generally speaking, I pull cards and I kind of like look at them as if I'm doing a reading, but instead I convert what I would normally say to you, like if I were to pull these cards, but I channel it in like a first person, almost like the message is coming directly from them. And I think I'm one of the only people who do this. I haven't seen other people do this in like other channels. Like I've watched a lot of TikToks on like tarot TikToks. I've watched YouTube, like different streams. Like I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only people who do this. I don't know if I started this, but I've never seen it done by anyone else. So that's kind of what I'm known for outside of tarot, and it's like kind of my thing. But it's a lot of fun. It just takes a lot out of me, which is why it's more expensive. So hopefully that answers all your questions. Techie. Oh, speaking of which, I just got a donation just now for one. Techie, you said you sent it. Yeah, you're welcome, Preachy. Was it PayPal again, Techie? Nope, this is very rare. My grandma does this but needs a specific question, but she meditates and receives the answer. That's so cool. That is very, very neat. Yeah, and I mean, everyone is different, so that's cool. Like, if she's willing to answer a specific question, I've just never done it that way. But I think everyone has their own unique like practice and way of doing things, so that's really awesome. Okay, let's see. All right, Techie, it did come through PayPal. I don't know why PayPal is taking forever to notify me when donations come through. That's a little frustrating, only because when my list is done, I usually just sign off. And if donations are coming through that I don't know about, that does kind of mess me up a bit there, but we're good. I was waiting for SB to check in with me, but sometimes she's not here for her readings, so we are just going to move along here. I don't want to waste any more time. I just have to figure out which donation came through first. All right, so Techies came in at $10:23 my time. And M Wins came through what time was this? 10:23. Okay, so you guys sent your donation at the exact same time. And usually I just go off of the order that I get the notification, but obviously I can't do that tonight. I saw M Wins first, so I'm going to throw her on the screen, but if she's not here, Techie, in time for her turn, or if she's willing to let you go first, then I'll move it around. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with SB. SB donated for a BOGO. What it looks like is a BOGO. So we are going to get started on that. Let me send her a message and let her know we're getting started. Okay. All right. First question for SB is a general for SB. General for SB. Okay, so SB. The thing that's standing out to me the most right now is the Empress. There's a couple interpretations of this, one being that you may be extremely fertile during this time. And my generals, I usually ask for like the next 3 months. So if you plan on being intimate with anyone, just keep that in mind that when the Empress energy is in your general reading, that you could be looking at potential pregnancy. That's the very literal explanation of it. The other interpretation is just very much diving into your motherly maternal role. Not that you necessarily are less than a mother other times, but right now you might just be doing a lot of focusing over the next couple of months, taking care of your child. Um, the Empress also speaks to like a gestational period, a time where maybe you're wanting to protect your energy and kind of go within and use your intuition as a guide and um, maybe like birth something at some point. Like this could be a really good time for you to kind of hunker down and basically envision what it is that you want or what it is that you want to manifest. Think of like a pregnancy, like when you first find out you're pregnant, you are like, I kind of just want to keep this to myself. I want to protect my energy. I'm looking forward to something at the end of this. I want to plan and prepare, and I want to take care of my home and nest and all of these things. And that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up here with the Empress, is just kind of going within, pulling back, paying a lot more attention to your home life. And the Empress can also talk about like the birth of a project or something big that's important to you. It doesn't necessarily mean a baby. It can just mean that you're working towards something right now and keeping your head down and maybe like not telling other people either what your plan is. Kind of just keeping this information to yourself until you feel like it's safe to make an announcement, or that you've done enough work or come far enough where you feel like it's okay to start telling people about what your plan is. It's kind of like one of those things with manifestation where if you speak it out loud and you tell people about it and you don't move in silence before it actually happens or before you get started, sometimes other people's energy can come in and interfere with your plan or what it is that you want to do. So, for example, if you're thinking to yourself, I really would love in the next 2 years to move to this country or move to this city, you don't want to tell people that in advance. You want to kind of make those plans in private and set those goals and whatever it is that you have to do to make that happen. And then once you're like, okay, I got everything I need to make this happen, then you can make your announcement. Does that make sense? You just don't want other people to interfere with it. Other people's energies, whether they're positive or negative, can sometimes come in and interfere with what it is you're trying to do. And sometimes because of that, it doesn't end up happening. I have the Seven of Pentacles, so this could be a time as well focusing on your saving, your money, your planning for your future. The Seven of Pentacles is about investments. It's about the things that you're doing right now that's going to set you up for success later. Maybe you're not going to get the reward that you're looking for or that you want at this time. But you're doing the work, or you're doing like the daily things that need to happen in order for this to pay off down the road. There's like an expression and it says, I'm trying to remember. It's like the result doesn't come from what you do tomorrow. The result comes from what you do today. Because if you keep putting things off till tomorrow, it's never going to happen. So I feel like this is like a time where you could be getting more serious, more focused, kind of buckling down. You said, hey, I'm here. Yes, I'm paying attention to my home life, my work schedule, my son. That makes sense. I'm a little behind. That's okay. Basically just kind of keeping your head down, staying focused, and doing things that are going to set yourself up for success down the road. I am feeling a lot of like passion, inspiration, and chemistry from you. maybe feeling like you want to like direct that somewhere. Don't know where or how or who. But if you're wanting to put, passion somewhere, focus it on your work, focus it on your projects, focus it on your plans that you have for yourself. That's great. But if there is someone else that's kind of sparking this excitement and desire within you, that's great too. I have the Knight of Wands. So this can speak to excitement and inspiration for a plan, an endeavor, a goal, or whatever. But this can also speak to a person, just like you're stirring up a lot of excitement and like passion. So like an example of this would be maybe someone has striked your fancy and is stirring up a lot of like fun feelings, or maybe something that's very near and dear to your heart that's important to you, maybe like a charity, something that you want to get more involved in, etc., etc. I have like kind of coming back around. The next 3 months we have the Justice card, so things are going to be things like getting closure, getting clarity, people helping you. You could get like a rebate check in the mail, things like that. Just like essentially the good that you do and you put out into the world will be returned to you as well over the next couple of months. All right, how does he feel about you? Okay, let me take a look at your second question. Is M Wins in the chat by chance? M Wins, if you're in here, please check in. Hey girl, you are next. I just wanted to make sure you were in here, okay? All right, how does this person feel about SB? How does this person feel about SB? All right. Okay. Some similar cards are coming through. So with the general read that I had, SB, this could be this person's energy also in your general reading as well. Meaning that this person is like thinking about you or kind of really hasn't let go. I have the Empress here again in the Eight of Swords. So this is kind of like his restriction or his perspective of restriction on growth with you. So he's basically saying, from where I stand, I just don't think we can go anywhere from here. That could be for his own personal reasons, his limiting beliefs, like his unwillingness to grow or change or evolve. But basically he's saying like, I just don't see it happening here. I also have the Tower, and this talks about like complete and utter like chaos and destruction, not having the right foundation, things like that. But the Seven of Pentacles is also here, and a lot of those times it kind of reminds me that this person, it's like you live rent free in their head. Like this person is still thinking about you, hasn't really walked away. The Devil indicates that he has an attachment to you. The Five of Cups indicates that he's not necessarily crazy happy about how things ended with you. And I also have the Six of Swords, which is kind of like cowardly behavior, someone who didn't have the courage to see something through, kind of like ran away. This card can also indicate that he was maybe not putting his best self forward with you, or he wasn't putting his authentic and true self forward. And instead of being like transparent, he was kind of hiding away, not having the courage that he needs, next to the strength card. So overall, what I can say is that I think he's still in your energy. I think that he still thinks about you a lot, and that somehow he's still invested in this connection, even at a distance. There's like an attachment here, or like he's thinking about you a lot. But from his point of view, he doesn't really know if there's enough to go on here to actually make something. So I think that he is trying to move on. If I were to put these pieces together to fully understand the big picture, I think that he is like trying to kind of walk away from this. But there may be some disappointment or some regret in how things ended, and therefore it may be harder for him to remove himself from your energy or pull back, just because he feels like it ended in a way that he's not satisfied with. So SB, that is what I have for you. I know you said you were a little behind in the chat, so hopefully you can catch up. M says, do you still have my email? Let me see. Techie, your notification for your donation literally just came through. Isn't that crazy? 20 minutes later. I'm kind of disguising your email, but is that the email that you want me to send it to? Is that correct? I know that those X's are not correct, but I didn't want to like blast your email on here. Okay. Gotcha. Just making sure. Okay. So that's where I will send a copy of your reading. Let's see here. M, if you don't mind, remind me who you want this reading on. Is this someone we've done before? Oh wait, you're in a relationship, I think. So you want... Yeah, just remind me, because I want to make sure I understand. Okay, got you. All right. Let me update the list really quickly. We are working on a channeled message for M-Wins. And then after that is Techie. Oh, and I meant to put that I'm taking a quick break after that. There we go. All right, let me shuffle and channel for you. I will let you know when we're about halfway done. And then when we're officially done, I will email it to you. Do you want me to also read it out loud, or do you just want it to be private and sent to your email? Yep, absolutely. Okay, so yeah, I'll let you know when we're about halfway done, and then I'll just email it to you when we're finished. Give me at least 10 minutes. Sometimes it can take 10 to 15 to get this done, and then we'll get it sent over to you, okay? You're welcome. For anyone else that is hanging out, we've got 2 people on the donation list right now. It is open. After that, I'm not in a huge hurry tonight to sign off. But if the donations start to slow down and I get them all completed and no one else is here, I will go ahead and just take that cue and sign off. So my recommendation is to get your donations in as soon as you know you want a reading, just to make sure that that gets done today. I'm going to be on mute for a few minutes. You won't be able to hear me, but I am monitoring the chat. So if you have a question, just let me know. Oh my god, SB. I was like, holy crap. Hold on. Let me send it back to you. Oh my gosh. We would just, or you could be on a credit and we'll just have to like, what is it? When you put something on a credit and you just redeem as time goes on. Goodness gracious. Here, let me send it back to you. That is so freaking funny. I was like, well, at first I thought you wanted a private reading and you were sending it in advance. That's what I originally thought. You know what's so freaking funny is today I was like, I get paid to exist. Like I was saying that to myself. And then I'm like, holy shit, I do get paid to exist. All right. 88. Okay, refund. Okay, so what it's going to send back, because I'm sorry about this, they take a fee of $244 away from me with that transaction. So they're only going to send back to you $85.56. So I'm just letting you know that I guess they still want their fee. So I'm sorry. So $85.56. And if you want, I can even screenshot it for you. I know you trust me, but if you want me to screenshot it, I can. All right, confirm. Done. And I have to send you the whole amount back because that's just the way that it works. Okay, let me know if you got it. It should be refunded back to your account. That's okay, Techie. Thank you for checking back in. With Cash App fees, I basically just eat the cost myself. So like for instance, when you guys send me like $8 like for a mini, if there's a fee, I just eat it. You know what I mean? Because I have set prices. So unfortunately, I do have to pay fees to receive the money and I also have to pay fees to transfer the money to my bank account. But that's just something that I swallow the fee on and I don't ask for extra from you guys. So it's up to you, SB. You don't have to do that. If you just wanted a mini reading, just send me $8. Unfortunately, Cash App took like almost $3 of the money you sent me. But if you want to just send me $8, it was... Let's see. Oh, it's not showing me now. Yeah, it was something like that. But you know, that went straight to Cash App. So it's basically like you lost money and I didn't get any at all. So you don't have to send me the fee. Just send me the $8 and we'll just call it call it even. So where am I? M wins. I'm about halfway done, okay? SB, I leave it here. Okay, here, let me star your question. My bad, girl. All right, SB, I got you. I'll send you a message on Instagram when we're getting started on that. I'm gonna put you back in rotation. And then either you can come back and listen to the recording or try to catch it live if you get my message in time, okay? All right, I just finished. So I'm getting this saved and cropped for you, and I will let you know when you should have it in your inbox. All right, I just sent it. The subject is CM for channeled message. Techie, I'm gonna get started on you in just a second. And it should be in your inbox now. It says sent. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. So Techie, you said you're slow to type but get started as soon as I can. So we will do that. Let me double check and read your question. And make sure I got everything I need here. All right, so feeling and energy. Interesting. Okay. I feel like that's confirmation, Techie, because I also said the same thing, I'm pretty sure. That I feel like he was like coming back. Wow, that's wild. Okay. You're welcome, Em. Thank you so much. I'm just going to throw this up on the screen, so if you want to find your reading, you can. All right, so let's get to shuffling. Whoop. Feelings and energy. Feelings. Aww, you know that song where it's like, reunited and I feel so good. That's kind of the vibe here. I feel like he was a little nervous maybe to reach out to you. Yes, I can resend it. I feel like he was a little bit nervous maybe to like reach out to you. Because I have the 9 of Swords, and that's making me feel like maybe there was a little bit of anxiety or nervousness or something along those lines. But I think in his mind he was thinking it's just something I have to do. And again, like I feel like he's been thinking about you. He's been thinking about this for some time. Maybe he was waiting to find out like what his plan was going to be. Maybe he, for instance, like let's just say he recently found out he was going to be coming back. He wanted to wait till he reached out to you till he knew for sure or something like that. Emily's, let me know if that works, okay? I resent it. So I feel like the energy was kind of like a little nervous, but at the same time, just like wanting to be sure that this was something that was going to happen is kind of what I'm feeling. The 10 of Cups is here, which means like perfect alignment, harmony, everything's working out the way that I want it to. I'm not sure how he reached out to you, but I did feel before that it was going to be some kind of like virtual correspondence. I didn't feel like the first engagement you guys were going to have was going to be like face to face, but feel free to confirm if that was right or wrong. I feel like there's more to this that he wants to explore with you, and I feel like he's saying like long term. Like I think he's very much excited to be back in your energy again and be around you again and collaborating, working with you, all of that stuff. And by working with you, I don't necessarily mean like you guys are going to be working together. Maybe you will be, but I just mean like just kind of being around your energy, working around your energy. Let's see. I think he was very hopeful that you would be receptive to his communication, but he also wasn't quite sure how it was going to go. So I think he was pleasantly surprised. It was virtual. Okay. I think he was pleasantly surprised how receptive you were to the conversation, because maybe he thought you would be a little more standoffish, but I feel like he could tell your excitement or your pleasure, your happiness to hear from him. There was something you were doing. So like, for instance, if it was like text, you might have been adding in like little emojis here and there. If it was face to face, like a FaceTime, it was like he could read the expression on your face, whatever it was, like however your energy was coming across, it felt excited. And I feel like from him, he was kind of thinking maybe he would get kind of like just a monotone, not bad, but not necessarily like excited from you. And I think that for whatever reason, this just made him even happier, because he was like, I'm getting like more from her than I thought I was going to. And that made him feel really excited, because I have the Sun here. So he's saying like, I feel like we have a lot of opportunity here, a lot of potential. Like the excitement that he felt to reach out to you was like the excitement that he felt he was getting back from you as well. Yeah, Techie, of course. But what I'm saying is like, you weren't like monotone. You know what I mean? You weren't coming through like, oh, okay, sounds good. Okay, thumbs up. Like you were more engaged in the conversation. You were more expressive, and he was like eating it up. Like he loved that. And I think it's because it made him feel like, okay, there is some potential here. There is opportunity for further progress. So the Ace of Pentacles is like, he's saying I planted the seed. He said I did it. first step done. It went really well. And, you know, hopefully we can just keep nourishing and nurturing this relationship moving forward. So I would say he feels successful. He feels like, you know, the world is your oyster, like anything can happen. He feels very pleased with the fact that you were expressive and happy. And like he was picking up on that energy, that you were very receptive to him. And so he would probably say it went even better than he thought it was going to be, or how he even better than he thought it was going to go. Okay, that sounds great, Techie. Interesting. That one actually, that automatically came through with the notification. Okay. So I guess PayPal is just doing its own thing tonight. All right, girl. Let's see. Okay, so go ahead and post your question here because I saw it didn't come through with a donation. So let me know what your question is. Update on how he'll feel or how his progress will go through November and December. All right, let's see if anything has changed for you guys. I was like getting like first dates or something. I was getting like interactions outside of like the normal confines. So public outings or being out with a group of people, maybe even one-on-ones. So let's see what we're getting here. All right. How will he feel or how this will progress? No. Yes. Okay. How he'll feel, how will this progress through November and December, please? How will this progress through November, December? All right, so they're talking about slow progress in November and December, Techie, that I feel like I need to like prepare you for the fact that like there's going to be some forward movement, okay? You're going to start seeing or feeling like some progress with this person, but it doesn't feel like momentous. It doesn't feel like you're ringing in the new year and this person's your boyfriend. At least that's the energy right now. It feels like it's slower than that. It feels like it's more of a um slower paced thing. I think that distance made the heart grow fonder, which is kind of what's igniting and sparking even like something more to happen here. Because for instance, if he didn't leave, he might you guys might still be doing this will they won't they thing. I think that it required some kind of trigger to kind of get this going. And because you guys were at a distance, you're thinking about each other, you're kind of wondering like what's going to happen here, is he going to come back around, like is there something left for us, is there unfinished business? And as I said, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think that that's kind of the trigger. So coming back around, he's feeling a little more brave, a little more courageous, um, to kind of communicate with you. So I think this is what's going to really kind of get that ball going. But it does feel through November and December that it's slow progress. It's like maybe the beginning of next year, you guys get into a relationship or something. Um, it just doesn't feel like anything really, really big happens this year, except for the fact that maybe you're feeling a little bit more attention from him. You're feeling like he's making more of an effort to get to know you, spend time with you, have some one-on-one. Let's see. First date feels like it's out in public. Like I keep getting like public for some reason. I have the 3 of Cups. So that talks about like socialization, gatherings, festivities, festivals, like just being out in a setting around a lot of people. This means also could be potentially like a group outing, where you guys want to spend one-on-one time together. I feel, because I don't know how long you guys knew each other before, but it's gonna kind of feel like that. It's gonna kind of feel like, how do I say? Okay, I don't know how long you guys knew each other before, but I'm just gonna throw a random time frame out there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's just say you guys worked together and you knew each other for like a year, and things were just kind of like more flirting was kind of happening, noticing each other. Is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? And this person just like was not making any moves at all. And that took a whole year for you to even feel like there could be something here. It doesn't mean, it's almost like that, but like condensed. It's like you'll feel that all of those things, but in a shorter period of time. And like I said, I feel like him coming back is like a trigger to kind of get this ball rolling and to not chicken out, so to speak. And so I think that there's more conversation. I think there's more communication. I think that you guys have some texting going back and forth. I think that there's effort being made to try to make plans outside of the normal confines of where you typically see each other, i.e., going out, doing something outside of work, etc. However, I think that over the next 3 months, or at least from now until the end of the year or whatever, it feels like while there is progress, it doesn't feel significant enough to basically say, oh yeah, you guys are going to be together before the end of the year. I think it's kind of slow. I do think that if you're not crazy with this reading and you're like wanting more from that, then maybe like if he makes 2 to 3 months. Okay. Yeah, I was like, let me just pull a random time frame out of my butt. So I think that like let's just say, because you can utilize your free will to influence this outcome, okay? So let's just say he takes initiative and he says, hey, like I really would like to see you. I have this like plan to go do this thing on this day. Would you be interested? And you're like, yeah, absolutely. And you guys could spend some time together. Maybe he's not going to push for another date after that. That's where your free will is going to come in, and you're going to want to do that. Okay, so you're going to want to set up the second date, utilize your free will to keep this ball going, keep this momentum going. He might short circuit after the first date, and kind of want to see from you, like, if there's still interest here, like if you want to do this again. So it might require some effort from you after it's effort from him, and you guys will kind of have to just keep going back and forth. It just doesn't feel, yeah, Techie, I would say that. It doesn't feel like he's going to want to push. Like, I feel like he's the type of person that needs some reassurance. I was getting like a while back, like maybe a little bit of insecurity or like self-esteem stuff going on when I like first started doing these readings with him. So with that being said, I feel like he's not going to be the type of person to like force anything. So if he feels like he's made a big effort to spend time with you and see you, and like you go along with it, maybe he's going to be looking for that reciprocation. He feels good and he feels empowered when he feels like your interest is the same as his. So he's not going to be in the business of trying to force anything with you. I do feel like he's a relationship person. I have the 10 of Pentacles here for your reading, and that talks about wanting something long term. And I kind of have felt this before as well. With your connection, is that he is not the kind of person to really like jump from fling to fling to fling. Like, I definitely get more relationship vibes from him for sure. But yeah, so what I always say with readings is that they're like report cards. So you asked a question and that's the current energy that we're in. If you don't like what you hear, feel free to utilize your free will to see if you can change the outcome to a better situation. So allow for him to see you again, communicate with you again. If you want to reach out to him again at some point before you see him, that way he can feel that reciprocation, then maybe that will give him the courage to maybe ask you out. And then at that point, maybe then you can follow up and say, that was a great time. Let's do it again, and make plans this time. He needs to feel that partnership, that like mutual engagement, that collaboration, and he wants to feel like you're just as excited about this as he is, because I feel it might be part of his personality. I'd have to look at his chart and understand him a little bit better, but he likes the balance of things. So it's not that this isn't going to go anywhere. It's just, if we stick to the current path and you wait for him to make all of the moves, which is fine, that can be your choice, but it's going to go slower. So that's why I was suggesting letting him make the big first effort, but then try to see if you can reciprocate that to kind of maybe get this going a little bit more than what it normally would be if he felt the pressure was all on him to make things happen. I'm so happy that he reached out to you. That is literally so crazy. It makes me want to go back to those other readings, because I was like, I'm pretty sure I told you within the next, like, it was like, I think I said within like the next 9 days or something. I can't remember what it was, but I'm very curious if it, or maybe I said within the next 2 weeks, but I definitely was feeling October for sure. And I kept getting like swords and wands, and I was like, maybe it's going to happen faster than we think that it is. So when he reached out to you, a couple weeks, when he reached out to you, was it like just so shocking? How did he get your number, or your, like, did he look you up? What happened? Hey, lovely, for an in-depth reading. Okay, perfect. Oh, your work email. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh my goodness. I'm having deja vu right now. That's really weird. I'm glad he had a way to correspond with you. Wild. Well, thank you, Techie, for coming in with the confirmation. I do appreciate that a lot. You were second guessing maybe he was just being nice. I mean, no, I think that there's more to this than that, but wow, that's crazy. You're welcome. You're very, very welcome, Techie. I hope you have a good rest of your night. All right. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and then I will be back. We are doing an add-on for SB and then Lovely after that with an in-depth reading. Donations are still open if anyone is interested. As I said before, I'm not in a huge hurry tonight to sign off like I have been. So we can hang as long as you guys want. If the list dies down, then I probably will sign off. But I'm good to hang if you need me to. I probably will. If the list ends up not dying down anytime soon, I'll probably sign off maybe in like an hour or so. But we'll see. We'll see. Techie says, do you think it can go faster by me being equally excited? Not that I'm trying to rush the process. Techie, yes. I think that you guys can keep the momentum going better if he feels like the desire for moving this along is mutual. So, he needs to hear, like, for instance, let's say he asks you out, he needs to hear from you. That was so much fun. Like, I had a blast. I would love to do something like this again. Or if like you're still on the outing, we'll call it outing. I don't know if it's a date or not. At the end of it, you could be like, you know what this reminds me of? This really cool place 20 minutes away. Like maybe next time we can do that and just see what he says. Or you can text him after the date and be like, I had so much fun. I actually had a really cool idea for us to hang out again if you wanted to. And then like tell him the plans. Like I feel like he just needs that reciprocation. And as long as he's feeling that encouragement from you, Techie, I feel like he will continue to put effort in. And this will kind of change that trajectory a little bit. But if he's the one reaching out to you, he's the one asking you out, or he's the one like trying to coordinate things so you guys can spend time together. And while you're being like happy and excited and like you're giving him all the signs and signals that you're interested, but you're not partaking in facilitating the interactions with one another, like if you're not taking charge also and encouraging him and saying I'd love to do something again and like letting him know those things or planning those things, I feel like the progress will be slower. Yes. So I think the more you're willing to get in there and make things happen, the better outcome you have of more progress before the end of the year. Okay? So hopefully that answers all your questions. I'm going to be right back. Lovely. Enjoy your little snack. I will let you guys know when I'm back over here and we'll get started. Yep, absolutely, Ducky. Thank you so much. Have a good night. All right, guys, I am back. Thank you for that. I needed to step away for a second and get a water, go to the bathroom, do a couple things. Okay, so we are kicking this back off with SB. Let me send her a message. Letting her know we're getting started. And oh, hey. All right, SB. Thank you. I really needed that quick break, but I got up and now I'm really, really cold. I'm like shivering because I'm so cold. I was in like a little tiny cocoon before I got up. And now I'm like, oh my gosh. And I gotta try to warm back up. We are gonna shuffle for you now, SB. Feels in Miles coordinator position. Per diem, will they contact me for an interview? Will it be successful? Will they contact her for an interview, please? Will they contact her? Will it be successful, please? Will it be successful? Girl, I'm getting a yes for both things. So let's kick this off with your question. Will they contact you for an interview? I have the 10 of Cups here. This card, it tells me happiness, alignment, perfect fit, perfect match, like happy ending, etc., etc. So that's a yes for me, obviously. And then I have, will it be successful? And the first thing I saw was the Ace of Pentacles, but also came out with the Chariot. So it's talking about how there's an offer to you that's being given. Ace of Pentacles is like the hand extending out with money, with an opportunity, with some kind of offering. And the Chariot indicates forward movement. The Chariot is mobility, progress, things happening, the road clearing for you, etc., etc. So I am getting yes for both. And these are like honestly really good cards to get for these questions. So if I'm going off the energy of this reading, I'm going to say you're going to be very happy, very pleased with the outcome of this. Did you have any follow-up? Because I know you asked kind of like a yes/no question, but if you have like something else about this that you are wanting to know, let me know, because that kind of cut things short a little bit. Whenever I get yes no questions, it's usually a very fast reading. Let's see. Amy, I got your donation. Thank you. That's funny that we're talking about remote and hybrid, because earlier I was like tapping into a hybrid opportunity for you for some reason, and that was really random. Will it be remote? Will it be hybrid? Okay, so will it be hybrid? Okay, so I asked if it will be remote and I got a yes, and I asked if it will be hybrid and I got a maybe. So what I'm thinking is that there will be, maybe it's like mostly remote, but maybe there's going to be times where they do ask you to come in every once in a while. Maybe it's not like a weekly thing, maybe it's like a monthly thing, but there might be some need to be flexible to come in to the office from time to time, but it seems like it's mostly remote from this point. You need to be home for your kid. Will the money be good? Will the money be good? I think it's doable. I think you're happy with it. I think it's maybe like the minimum that you would want, but your minimum might be very high. So it's almost like it's enough to get you to what you're needing. I wouldn't say it's like over the top crazy, because I do have the 9 of Wands, and this kind of talks about needing to like persevere. The 9 of Wands sometimes means like the fight is not over. So it makes me feel like maybe it's not 100% what you were looking for. However, the 2 of Wands feels like a good option for you. And the 6 of Wands talks about things getting easier for you. So I think all in all, this opportunity is more of what you're looking for. And maybe there's opportunity for growth for you to make more money down the road. So maybe it's something you kind of have to like accept the terms in the beginning, and maybe like down the road things could change or get better for you. You're welcome, SB. You'll have to let me know how it goes. Lovely. Are you back in the chat? Hey, hey, how are you? All right, so you said I didn't notice my plume was your volume. Your volume was all the way down. You're great. Yay! Let me post my question. Okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. The weekend was amazing. I had a really, really great time. It went by really fast, but I'm happy how everything turned out. And also, I was happy to also take a little bit of time off of work because I've been working a lot lately. Like the whole summer, I feel like I've taken maybe like 2 weeks worth of work off or something collectively. So that was nice to have a little time. Yes. And then I needed some time to recover. I was very exhausted on Sunday into Monday. So I slept a lot. And then how's the rest of the week been? The rest of the week's been good. Same old. Mike's current energy towards lovely. Do you have any plans this weekend? Yay! That's good. We have to do that sometimes. It's like hard though when you're like a 1099, you know, like if you're self-employed, it's so hard to take time off and not feel guilty about it. And like I had a really good rhythm last summer where if I wanted like the next day off, I would work double the day before to make up for the time off that I was taking. So I almost was giving myself PTO in that sense. But last summer was bumping with readings. Like I really was able to make that happen for me. But lately, and it's probably my energy reflecting my external reality, but I've just been really tired. So it's been hard for me to do that. And so I've been like not taking time off, but I'm sure you can understand. Oh, you're busy with hair clients on Saturday. Girl, you did too. That's why you're getting back into routine. That's definitely important. You know, and also there's nothing wrong with like having a season of being super, super busy, but as long as you know when to kind of start slowing down again. Because like that's how I work. I work off of like my intuitive schedule. So like each day I gauge how much energy I have, and I decide with my day what I'm going to do with that. So it's kind of like if you have the energy to do it, might as well. But you definitely don't want to burn yourself out either. You've seen a lot of channels slow down with readings. Yeah. That's why I've been like getting into astrology lately as well. But I mean, it's been pretty good overall. Like I really can't complain. If I'm putting the effort in, I'm seeing it reflected back to me. It's just I'm a tired girl. They did blood work on me today to check my iron levels, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't taken iron yet, so it's probably gonna be worse than what it was before, but hopefully I can get that picked up this weekend and get that started. Anyways, you know what's funny, lovely, is that like I haven't really felt super tired, but then I'm starting to like do your readings and I feel almost like my energy can relax with you or something, because suddenly I'm like cognizant of the fact that I'm feeling very tired right now. Hey Benjamin, eat spinach. I did actually, my mom made spinach dip over the weekend and it was so good, and my sister made more that I'm going to pick up from her house tomorrow. So how perfect is that? And also, I think it was last week I had pasta with spinach in it too. And I've been eating out of a cast iron skillet. Like I've been reheating my food if like I have leftovers in cast iron, or like making food in it. And I know some of that helps get it into your bloodstream. So you're very relaxed right now. You've been yawning with me. Oh my gosh. We're doing this together. Okay. So his current energy towards you. We have the Two of Wands. So he is feeling very restless in this connection with you. There's that. You know what I'm feeling actually? There's a girl that I just did a reading for before I went on my break, and she's been kind of in this in-between place with this person. And I'm like, I feel like he's going to reach out to you soon. I really, really do. Like, I think it's going to happen maybe the beginning of October. Meanwhile, this was like back in September, I was feeling October for her, and that trajectory never really changed for me. And she just confirmed today that he reached out. And that's what I'm feeling for you now all of a sudden. Like I'm feeling like he's in this like in between place where he's like, I just got to do it. I just got to do it. So it's almost like his engine is revving up. Like he hasn't got on the pedal yet, but his engine is revving up and he's about to. The Two of Wands always feels like that anticipation of like, do I stay? Do I go? Do I text her? Do I not? Do I reach out? Do I not? Like it's that energy of, you know, eventually he's just going to get so uncomfortable. He just needs to like lunge forward. I think specifically because the world is here, he's looking for that closure with you, and not that he wants to end your connection or break ties. When I say closure, I mean almost like clarity. I mean, let's just kind of put all our cards on the table and say it for what it is. And like he wants you to be like I'm hearing from him, I want you to be honest with me. Like I want you to tell me how you feel, how I've hurt you, like how I messed up. You know, I am open and receptive to you criticizing me. You can tell me what I did wrong if you want to, but I also want you to know that I know what I did. So it's like I feel like he wants to give you space to honor your feelings about how things went down, but at the same time, he doesn't want you to have to like explain to him. He wants to kind of come to you and say, this is what I know, this is what I've observed, this is what I believe I did wrong, but I don't want to basically stifle you if you feel like you have some things to get off of your chest. So he's looking for closure in the sense of maybe let's close that chapter of the things that didn't go right for us and potentially start something new. He's not trying to like put an end to it. I think he's just trying to find some peace maybe in how things went down between the two of you. Maybe give you some peace so that you guys can start over and feel a little bit more whole. The expression all's well that ends well is here with the world, basically stating that, you know, you guys have learned your lessons. And as you know, because you read tarot as well, you know that the world is the end of the fool's journey. And the fool goes through all of these different lessons in life, all throughout the major arcana, and it ends with the world. So this also to me kind of signifies like the end of his journey, where he's like ready to kind of start something new, start something fresh. He's coming through as the Page of Swords as well as the Emperor. The Page of Swords, pages always feel a little immature, but it's right next to the Emperor. And so how I'm taking this message is that he's saying, I'm a student of the world. I'm a novice of understanding, and I don't dare to claim that I know everything about everything. I am here to soak up as much knowledge as I possibly can, but I still want to show up as my best self as well. So he's coming through as the page in the sense that he's a student. He wants to learn. He's curious. He wants to absorb as much information as he can. But as the Emperor, he's saying, I'm not going to show up immaturely. I'm not going to show up as like the shadow side of a Page of Swords and all the negative attributes that come along with that. I want to show up as a bigger, better person that's stable and secure, coming from a place of like authenticity. But at the same time, I'm not like I said, I wouldn't dare to claim that I know everything about everything. So it's almost like he wants to be more open to learning from any which way he can, books and people and experiences. And he's kind of like got a thirst for knowledge, and not necessarily like book smart knowledge, but just like life experience and things that can potentially make him a better person. He said it makes a lot of sense because he's still posting things specifically directed at you. Yeah, right. This is on point. Oh my God, Luna, that sounds like him. That's really good. Yeah, absolutely. And like, he's not settling because I have the Four of Cups next to the Four of Wands. So he's not okay being mediocre. He says, I'm not okay being common. I will not settle. I refuse to just like accept things for what they are anymore. I want to feel like I am continuing to level up. I think also maybe he's tapping a little more into his feminine energy with the High Priestess and the Ten of Swords in reverse. High Priestess is upright. It's making me feel like he's pulling himself together. He's learning from the past hardships. Escaping ruin is one of the like messages on this card. So essentially he's kind of like, I'm running away from that, like that ruin. Like I'm running away from that. I don't want anything to do with what possibly could harm me or hurt me or make my life not as good as it could be. And the High Priest is kind of maybe focusing more on like his own inner knowing and understanding, maybe tapping a little more into his feminine energy, trying to remove ego a little bit. So yeah, I mean, and your question is his energy towards you, but affect you. Even though I'm talking more about him and his journey, it's affecting you and your connection. Um, I feel like he wants you to know that he's not necessarily satisfied with how things are right now, and he would like to reunite with you. Um, the Page of Swords and the Emperor here also translates to he's willing to learn from you as well. Like there are things that maybe you can lead by example, and he can take that and be inspired by it and choose how to apply that into his life. Because I think sometimes, Lovely, like you kind of serve as a guide for him indirectly. I don't think this is something that you choose to do. I don't think this is something you necessarily desire to be in his life, but I think in some funny way, you are kind of leading him. And it must just be because of your, like, how you exude yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like how you come across. You're a good person to want to imitate. You're a good person to want to mimic and be more like. And I think that's what I'm trying to say, is that he feels like he wants to be more like you. And that's a good compliment. But at the same time, I feel like wanting to be more like you just means that he does admire you, he respects you, he appreciates who you are, how you show up. You know what I mean? I feel like he likes that you don't rush anything. You have a natural rhythm to you. You're kind of here just, enjoying life, learning lessons, and you're not here to like force anything to happen. He just, it's almost like he's just taking a page out of your book, basically. You feel like you're that for a lot of people. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. You motivate me when you come in here. You're welcome, Lovely. I hope you have a good night. Amy, if you want to check in, feel free. No, you do, though. It's true. Like, I love talking to you. I love, like, us kind of bouncing things off of each other. As I literally just said, like, I feel more relaxed and tired right now, but I also feel like energized. It's different. Like my physical being is tired, but when I talk to you, it's like my soul is re-energized. So, but you also have to like protect yourself with that too, because people will see that and they'll just like snatch it all up if they can. Oh, thank you. That makes me happy. You've learned to keep the leeches away. I love that. Okay, that sounds great, Lovely. Yeah, I've noticed, like, as my life goes on and lessons I've learned is like I have to observe, not absorb. And for the longest time I was absorbing and it was very difficult. but as long as I'm observing it, so I almost put up like a wall that's like clear glass, and like I can see through it. I can observe, I can see what's going on. But if they try to throw something at the glass, it can't get to me. And if they try to reach through the glass to pull me, they can't. Like it's almost like this metaphorical like guard, um that I find, like a shield, if you will, that I find that I'm able to kind of put in place when I'm going to be around people. I can still feel their emotions and understand them, but I'm not like taking it on for them. And that has been a game changer. Update on how your kids have been feeling and viewing. Okay. Amy, is this like a job that you think you're going to have for a while? What does it mean if a honeybee lands on you? I don't know the symbolism, but I do know that bees are really, really, really good at picking up good energy. Their whole system is based off of vibration. And I know that they have a lot of healing. So I would say they probably find you to be a vibrational match to them, and or they feel like there's healing that needs to be done for you, and they're trying to like help you with that. I've heard honeybee stings are good for people who are dealing with Lyme disease. I've heard some people who have cancer who use honeybee stings to help them with that. Unfortunately, the bees do die in that process, but I've heard that it's a really great natural thing to do. Unfortunately, you have to sting yourself like a lot for it to really work, and you have to do it like daily. However, I've also heard people who are working with honeybees, they tend to live longer statistically. They're around that vibration, which is really, really good for your body. So I don't know what the symbolism of it is, but I know there's a lot of health benefits. And I know that bees only like to be around vibrational matches. So if you are like either needing healing, they might come around, or if they feel like you're a good person, like you're a high vibe, you're very loving, you're, like I said, that vibrational match, then they'll probably want to be around you. Like they feel safe with you, maybe. That's cute. You said for now, yeah. 2 to 3 years. Yeah. It's fascinating. Bees are fascinating. I remember when my sister was like, I've gone down like this whole rabbit hole about bees. And I was asked, like, she just was like telling me all this stuff. She's like obsessed with them. This was like probably back in 2021 or something, 2020, 2021. And then that inspired me a couple years later to start looking into it myself. I kind of came across like honeybee farmers, and then I was telling my husband, like, can we have a honeybee farm? And he was like, no. I was like, but I want one. But if you look at how they work together, learning about them, maybe there's like something that you can learn, or you can kind of tap into that mentalities. I mean, symbolically, I would say, as like, maybe you're looking for your hive, you're looking for your community, because bees can't work alone. They have to work with other bees. to make things work, and they rely on one another to keep each other safe, to keep the honey making process going, to protect the queen. And so like maybe you're looking for your hive, you're looking for your people. Symbolically, potentially that could be what that means. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just Google it because there might be other insightful stuff there for you. Oh my god, this is so crazy. I literally just pulled the companion card. Interesting. All right, so first thing that I want to talk about here is your how they're viewing you, how they're feeling. Is that you're a very benevolent person. You're very tender-hearted, you're warm, you're inviting, you're kind, and I feel like they trust you to have positive intentions. I feel like intrinsically they know you're a good-natured person, that you show up with compassion and maybe even like recognizing their needs, or being able to anticipate their needs, just very thoughtful, helpful, etc., etc. Like I think that they just kind of view you as someone who they can turn to, who they can trust. um if there's an issue one day, it's not like they're going to expect you to walk in with a grudge the next day. You start every day new as you possibly can with them, so they don't ever feel unsafe. If for whatever reason there's an issue or a problem arises, it's addressed, but that kid is not coming in the next day scared that you're still upset with them. I think that they feel like you are very giving, maybe even very charitable, willing to step in and offer support whenever you can. I also feel like they feel, what's the word? It's like, because I have the companion card, so it's kind of like they feel like they like being in your company. Companions to me is like same age, but at the same time, I don't know like what other word to use to describe like a child teacher relationship with the word companion, but it just feels like you are able to kind of be that support for them. You're able to provide that comfort. Like they feel like they can come to you, confide in you. You notice this year you've been taking on a lot more leading. Do you ever talk to them about like nature? Like if you go out for recess, like do you guys talk about animals? Do you talk about the connection with nature spirits? Like in a very politically correct kind of way. But like, do you ever, I'm like ears ringing. Do you ever talk to them about like the earth? I don't know. Like, what am I trying to say? The importance of like, do you guys talk like animals? Like, do you have a pet in the class? Do you do like plants or something? Like, I'm kind of getting something here with like children in nature walks. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to pick up on, but there's like something specific here where it's like wanting to show tenderness and investment in the environment and other people and other creatures and, things like that. What am I trying to say? From nature to science to spiritual. Oh, you talk to them about anything and everything. I've taught them about acorns and trees and leaves. They like this. There's this like excitement about when you talk to them about like the environment and the earth and like our connection to nature. And maybe you should talk more about that. You are coming across to them very fair as well. Um, you, and it could be your Libra, the Libra stuff you got going on in your chart, but you have a desire to bring justice, like balance the scales of justice. Like it's important to you to kind of get to the bottom of things. So they like that. For instance, let's just say we have Joe and Sarah are fighting with each other. You don't just say, Joe and Sarah, that's it. You're both in trouble. Sit down, time out, and whatever. And like they're both now in trouble for something that maybe Joe started and she didn't have anything to do with it. But you and maybe that's how it starts because you just need a minute to figure out what's going on. But I feel like they feel like you dig deeper. You want to understand what happened. You want to know who started it, why did it happen, who should actually be in trouble and pay the consequences for this or that, how to resolve it, how to teach them how to resolve it. And you don't do the military you don't do the military method where it's like if one of them's in trouble, all of them's in trouble, unless you're having a really bad day and everyone's being crazy. Maybe you have your moments, but in general they like that you seek the deeper truth, that they don't feel like scared of you. They don't feel like, okay, if someone comes and does something that they're not supposed to and it affects me, I don't think Miss Amy, or whatever they call you, is going to blame me. She's going to get to the bottom of it first. You know what I mean? Like she's going to figure it out and understand my side. So feeling like you're maybe very diplomatic would potentially be something else that they would say. They also like that you are innovative. You think outside of the box. If there's things that you want to show them or teach them, it's very unique to your personal teaching style. It's not necessarily something that other classes are doing. You want to bring your own little twist to it, and it makes it more fun and it makes it more entertaining for them as well. You said your kids ask you anything because you're like a walking book. Oh. Plus, kids have a lot of questions, and like they probably appreciate that you take the time to try to help them understand or open their mind. Yeah, so like the justice, the Avenger in you wants to seek some kind of resolution. You want to get to the bottom of it. You don't want to just let things fester, and you want them to understand too how to resolve conflict. It's not just a matter of being diplomatic and like addressing each person appropriately, it's also teaching them how to resolve their own issues as well. You said for an in-depth, you never said. It's okay, I got it. So of course my kids are like, why are you so mean? I always respond back, I'm mean when I have to be. I'm nice when I can be and fun when I'm able. I tell them, as your teacher, I'm not your friend, but I'm your guide. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, kids are kids. They're going to think you're mean. I'm having deja vu right now. That's like the second time tonight I think I've had deja vu. They are going to think things are unfair sometimes. They're going to have their own opinions and their own feelings, and that's fine. But Amy, just like you're not going to hold it against them, they're not going to hold it against you either. I mean, think of how many times as a kid you told like an adult they were being mean. It happens. It's a part of the job. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Amy, you're not being mean. I mean, that's how they're expressing it. Okay? They feel like it's mean. Cuz in their little minds, it's like you're mean or you're nice. Like those are the two things, right? But what they're really saying is this feels unfair to me. What is happening feels unfair. And that is okay, but it doesn't mean that they're saying you're a mean person. They just don't like what's happening, and that is their way of expressing that. Yeah, Amy. 1 day, 2 day, whatever, however often this is not going to affect the overall opinion. Right? You have to be a disciplinarian. That is your job. Your job is to keep them safe and make sure that they have the tools that they need to socialize and get through the day. And, you know, sometimes you have to pull out the mean card, and that's just life. That's just what it is. You're welcome, Amy. Have a good night. All right, so lovely. You might be my last reading of the night. The craving a snow cone. I had one a couple weeks ago at my niece's softball game. This place was so cool. Like they had food stands, hot dog vendors, snow cone trucks, and it's just like constant, like all the time. It's like a park, but I'm like, I've never seen this before, ever. It was like a real baseball game kind of setup, but it was for the county like sports. And I got a snow cone there, and it was really good. So get yourself a snow cone before it gets too cold outside and you don't want one anymore. Like you said, it's not even summer, it's fall. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. But we're going to her game this Saturday, and my husband was like, it's not the same place. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I want to go back. Oh, well, it is what it is. I love a baseball game. Later, Amy. Have a good night. Okie dokie. What do your spirit guides want you to focus on right now in order to keep leveling up? Ooh, I like this question. Okay, so this doesn't exactly answer your question, and I'm going to see what else I can dig up to answer, but I'm getting a message from Spirit that they want you to know, almost like an incoming, like if you get a reading from like a medium and you're like hoping to hear from someone and then someone else comes and interrupts. It's almost like that feeling I'm getting right now, where they want you to know that the path to leveling up, maybe this does kind of answer your question, will always lead you to more money. Okay. So basically use money as a means to understanding if you're in alignment, if you're on the right path. If you aren't making money doing something, that's not your path. Okay? If you find that there's money for you here somewhere and it's like it's coming through, and every time you step away from that and you're like, maybe this isn't for me, and then suddenly more money comes in. Yes, it is for you. Like, I think it's almost like follow the yellow brick road. Like, I feel like Spirit is saying that if it's your path, we will continue to fund you for that. And you know what's funny about this, as I'm saying this, I'm having my own little epiphany. I have felt this way about tarot because there's been times where I've thought, do I need to do something else? Should I step away from it for a little while and do something different? So like I did Instacart and there was like nothing going on. It was dead. And then I'd come and do readings and then it's like abundance, like crazy. And it doesn't mean I'm supposed to do tarot forever, but it means that this tarot thing is leading me down the path of where I'm supposed to be eventually, which may be tarot, it may be something else. But essentially it's like they don't want you to take detours. So like any detours that you have that isn't bringing in financial means for you, it is not the path. Get back in the car, get back on that road that you were just on and keep going, because it's each opportunity that you are making money is going to breed a new opportunity for you to make money. And as long as you're staying on that path, you're fulfilling that prophecy. And I feel like they want you to pay attention to that. So if there's something that's feeling very dead, it's just feeling like a dead end. It's feeling like it's not what you thought it was going to be. It's not reciprocating your energy. It's not giving back to you the effort you were putting into it. Walk away. Get back on track. Because your path will always lead you to more money. It's almost like breadcrumbs. I feel like Spirit is like encouraging you. So just be very aware of that. Let's see. Okay. I don't think you deal with this. I don't think you deal with um feeling restricted or trapped or powerless or silenced, etc. I don't feel that for you. I feel like you're a very empowered person. You have a voice. You're not afraid to share it. You're not afraid to show it. Um, but I think that there could be potentially people that kind of circulate in your life that could have these tendencies that could bring about um, drama, or they blindly follow certain things that are very clearly wrong or not okay or harmful. They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to lift the veil, so to speak. And these people can have a lot of opinions. So you could potentially get like, um, for instance, like if you share your voice, you might get people who try to shut you down, who try to shut down what you're saying. You're very well educated. I feel like you know what you're talking about, but I feel like it's almost like the more truth we speak, the more, what am I trying to say? The people come in and try to like shut you down or silence you. And I feel like Spirit is saying keep on the path of your voice, keep on the path of non-restriction and being powerful, finding solutions, providing relief, taking control. Just basically, if you find these people are circulating your life, like shut it down, but don't let that stop you from continuing to speak your truth. You've been staying away from a lot of people. I feel like this is not a natural obstacle for you, but I feel like it's important to try to circumvent like that situation and not allow for it to hinder what it is you're speaking on. And this can be, I mean, anything. This could be it's like anything that someone would disagree with, basically, and they just want you to be very aware of like the toxicity that can be around you, and don't let that affect you in any way or make you question or second guess, oh hey, is this something that I should talk about? Is this something I should teach? Is this something that I should share? Just because like one or two people are like, I don't believe in what you're saying, I don't believe in what you're teaching or what you're sharing or whatever it ends up being. I feel like Spirit is saying focusing on the authenticity within you, the truth that you know it to be, and like let the haters hate, but don't like let that get to you. Let's see. And it's almost like they're intimidated because your power reflects their silence, like your ability to express yourself very articulately and speak on something that you really believe in, whether it be like your manifestation group, like the teachings of that, or your beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, your political beliefs, like whatever it is. Essentially, I feel like they're saying you are going to keep leveling up if you continue to allow yourself to speak out on things that matter to you and things that are important to you. How do I say this without coming across weird? They want you to focus on your sexual liberation as well. They want you to get empowered with your sexual being, okay? They want you to get really intimate with yourself, if you can read between the lines. They want you to dance or to pleasure or to just, I don't know, get free, because there's something going on with the sacral with you. And I feel like you're not shy with that kind of stuff, but at the same time, there's something to do with like your sacral, your womb, your feminine energy, your like what you're exuding. It's like it's still coming across masculine. It's like a feminine masculine. I don't know how to explain it. They want you to get more in touch with like being a woman, with like what that means, getting more in touch with like your, maybe your cycle, your just everything that has to do with like reproduction, creativity, sexual health, sexual liberation, movement, getting back in your body, like focusing on your internal like circadian and infradian rhythm and things like that. You said yes, makes sense. It's crazy because this made me think of something specific. Oh, it did? Oh my God, that's so crazy because since last year, I've been wanting to be way more open. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, so like if there's a part of your identity that you want to like unleash, if there's part of your like, and again, it doesn't have to be either like this public outward expression either. This can just be for you, unless you want to. You know, do you want to take a pole dancing class? Do you want to get into like that feminine side of yourself where you are just like not afraid to kind of release and like let it all out? Or is there something that you've been wanting to like get off your chest? Or if, you know, I don't know. I feel like they're just saying like you have, like, women have so much power and we have been oppressed for such a long time. And I feel it's like our ancestors are like, now is the time to be free. Like, you have that opportunity that we never got. You have that ability to be like expressive. We are sexual beings. We need to be able to kind of tap into that. So if there's like shame associated with anything, if there's religious trauma that you have, if there's anything to do with that, I feel like they're saying they want you to get like more in touch with it. Um and like don't be ashamed or restrictive to yourself with that. And it might take time depending on where you're at in that stage of life. But I feel like they're saying you can even use this for your power. Like, you can even use it to manifest and things like that. You wanting to do one of those dance classes that are more seductive. Yeah, I was just like, I threw pole dancing out there. But yeah, like more seductive, more like freeing, more where you can kind of just like get into your body and like walk out of there like a powerhouse and being like, hell yeah, I feel so good about me. Like, I think they want that for you. So those are the couple of things that I would say is coming through for you. Um, Sounds like it's resonating. I hope that it is. You're way more open now. Good. Way more. And you know, as women, I think it's something we always have to work on, right? Unless you grew up with like hippie parents or something, you, and even still, you can still have issues with that. Like, if your parents were really sexually open and free, you can have your own kind of trauma associated with that, and that makes you more conservative. So it's like, I think that there's always going to be some kind of stigma around it. And I think, especially as women, it's like more oppressive. With men, it's kind of like, oh, boys will be boys, men will be men. They're like, it is what it is. I don't know if like men have the same sense of shame surrounding sexual liberation as women do. And it's like, anytime something happens, it's like the woman's fault. And I do it sometimes. I have this like subconscious misogyny that I like, and I'm like, holy shit, no, that's fucked up. Like, for example, if like I follow this woman, she's so inspiring. She has 4 children from 3 different fathers. And I'm sitting here like, how did she let herself do that? How did she put herself in this position for this to happen to her? Because all of them are like deadbeats, basically. And then I'm like, wait, what the hell am I even? Why is that my first thought? Why am I blaming her? She's showing up for her kids. She's doing everything she can. She is working. She is being a boss ass woman. She's like, she's basically a single parent to all of her children. Only one of the dads actually like have visitation. Otherwise, it's all her. She's doing it. She's paying all the bills. She's doing everything. And I'm like, it's the men. The men. They're the ones that fucked up. They're the deadbeats. They're the ones that aren't showing up. They're the ones that are just like letting it. I'm pretty sure she didn't go into these connections. Could she have made wiser choices? Probably. But I'm pretty sure she didn't go into these connections having these children assuming that the guy was going to leave her. No, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. So like, why is that my first thought? Right? And then I have to rewire my brain and go, this is not her fault. Like, it takes 2 to tango, but this is not on her 100%. This is on them both, but mostly she's showing up for her kids. These guys aren't. And why do the guys get to get let off of this? This is like the society we grew up in. And it's things like that where I have to be like, no, I'm not okay with thinking that way. I hate that that was my first thought. And I am in the process of also trying to rewire my brain to see that there's a lot wrong with society. And we as women just have to change it. We have to. And hopefully one day we can see a world of a matriarchy here in America, but we'll see. We'll see. You said you think the same thing when that happens. You know what you mean, because we're literally taught that. Yes, even on social media I see moms getting bashed and not the men. Yes, exactly. And then if men are doing like the bare minimum, it's like, girl, tell me your exact prayer. Like what exactly did you pray for to get a man like this who's like doing the bare minimum? And I'm like, why are men like just getting away with this stuff? It's crazy. So I'm having to also rewire my brain and my brain chemistry to start seeing things in a different way, because it's not fair. And I have internalized misogyny that I don't even want, that I'm not even like, trying to have. It's just like, it's an unconscious thing. And I'm sitting here thinking like, hell no. And like, why would I do that? My mom was a single mom. Like, I have hella respect for her and everything that she's done for us. Like, I was raised in the front row seat of this exact situation happening. And I'm over here like blaming other women for their choices. No, partly probably because I believe women are smarter than men. Don't judge me. Smarter than most men. So I sit here and think like, you should have been smarter, because I'm almost like you know better. Women just should know better because they are like more intelligent. That's just how I feel. And so it's like I just automatically go, why did you do this? This is your fault because you are smarter than this. But that's not how it should be, and I shouldn't think that way. But that's just an example of what I'm trying to say. I feel like for you, I feel like, women are coming in, ancestors, your feminine guides, things like that, saying, I want her to explore more of herself. I want her to um, feel more free, feel like she can do things that maybe she's been thinking about doing but hasn't actually taken, the steps to do that. So if you want to go to a more seductive dance class and you want to feel more empowered in that way and get comfortable being uncomfortable, I think hell yeah, get out there and express yourself. You said we'll see. I sometimes catch myself too. It's all about rewiring. Yeah. So, like, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying, like, I hate women. I have the utmost respect and appreciation for women. And I feel like we're this is superior, superior sex, in my opinion. However, I love men too. And I feel like there's a place for them. And I don't, what am I trying to say? I'm not misogynistic at all, but I notice that the things that were taught to me become an unconscious opinion that once I realize it's there, I'm like, I need to remove it. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I've got for you. Thanks for hanging out, listening to my TED Talk tonight. Oh my goodness, it's already 1:00 in the morning. Do you have to work Friday? Do you have to work today? Oh, you're welcome. I hope you have a good night too, girl. Oh, okay. You're welcome. Have a good night. Get some sleep. I'll see you next time.